So what do you call yourself? Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Hey.
Hey, what can I do for you this fine day?
This is your destiny. Hot, hot, hot.
Right now.
Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Come on in and enjoy yourself.
Right now.
We gon' party like no one else. Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Hey, and welcome back to another episode of the LaTangela Show podcast. You never know who's going to be in the hot seat or on the tan line, but it's safe to say that today I have officially outdone myself. She does it with style, she does it with grace, and serving as the executive director of none other than Southern Black Girls that's making it happen. I want you to jot this down, southernblackgirls.org, southernblackgirls.org, southernblackgirls.org. You know, Malika Berry Rogers, how are you?
I am doing so much better since we started talking. How are you?
I'm holding on. You know, as a Southern Black girl, I am super excited to have you in the hot seat and on the tan line today because you and your team, y'all are making major waves, getting it done. And of course, you're doing it for a mission that's greater than self. So I want you to tell me a little bit about Southern Black Girls and the whole movement in a whole.
We started Southern Black Girls in about 2018, 2019, when there was some data that was released that shared that of the $5 billion allocated to Black women, to organizations in the South, to women's organizations in the South, Black girls and women received less than 1%. Now, that was a few years ago. That was about 2012, 2010, 2012. Most recently, the Ms. Foundation has recast that data and found that we haven't really made a significant amount of progress, right? We've made some progress, but it's not been a significant amount. And so in hearing that frustration, there were 4 Black women who were leaders in philanthropy and said, they got together and said, we can do better ourselves. And they created the Southern Black Girls and Women's Consortium. We call ourselves Southern Black Girls.
Yeah.
And what we wanted to do was to really focus and aggregate funding on organizations that support and intentionally empower Black girls and women in the South. Because that funding had not come to us by traditional means or more traditional philanthropy means, we decided to create our own platform, to create our own space, to care for ourselves, and to care for our daughters and our nieces and our children.
You know, Malika, when you said to be intentional about making sure that the money began to flow to us, that's awesome to know because it was intentionally not sent to us. You know, if you can have that much money streaming through for any good reason, and it can be allocated in so many different areas for only 1% to go to so many that represent and so many that's doing the work and so many that's in dire need of getting the assistance, somebody put forth some effort to make sure only 1% was getting to us, right? So we have to be
less than 1% at that time. It was less than 1% at that time. But I would say this, that what our value is and what we bring to the table as a consortium, as a network of Black women leaders across the South is we see each other.
Yeah.
We see each other. And so we know sis over there, she's actually able to do this work around mental health. And we know this woman over here is actually really, really good with domestic violence. And we know this person over here will make sure this baby gets to college if she has to drive her to college herself. And so we know this network of Black women who have been doing the work. And the short answer was philanthropy didn't know that Black women were out there doing this work. And now I will honestly say that the conversation has changed and people are asking, Black women can do this? We've been doing this for a long time. The average of our grantee partners are 9 years. And 20% of our grantee partners have not yet ever received philanthropic support. And so we made sure that we not only took care of the capacity of those Black women leaders, but we also took care of the girls and the communities that they serve. And one of the ways we did that is through our Black Girl Joy Challenge Award.
Oh, do tell.
Now, this is exciting. This is real joy right here. So we have the Black Girl Joy Challenge Award, and we started that around 2020. At the end of at the end of this year, we will have given out 800 awards to girls across the South. And this Black Girl Joy Challenge Award asks girls, if you have a really good idea for spreading for your personal joy, how would you share that joy with 10 others in your community? And if a youth panel, we call them youth ambassadors, were able to select your idea, we will give you $550 to make that project happen. The way that we have proof that they've done that work is that they tag us on their social media channels. They send us pictures. They send us whatever it is that they've created. So for a few months after that, our social channels are full of beautiful pictures of Black girls smiling from all across the South. But this month is special. This month, we did a couple of different things. This month, we started on October 11th with International Day of the Girl. And we launched a mental health challenge, mental health and physical wellness challenge with none other than the Pete and Thomas Foundation, which is the private foundation of philanthropist musician Megan Thee Stallion. So
Megan Thee Stallion.
And so that we are doing together, we are doing this thing to kind of make sure that girls are actually having the opportunity to think and to focus on maintaining their mental health. As Megan has taught us, she's taught us how to protect Black women. She wrote that article in the New York Times. She's shown us how to carve out, by living her life so freely, she showed us how to carve out time for our own mental health and self-care.
It's important.
And it is so important. And so to give this lesson to girls now is so critical, because what may happen if we're able to start them off at a place where they're living in joy, rather than places where perhaps you and I didn't get a chance to start off with joy in that way.
I love it. And representation matters. It's important that we get the help, but sometimes we need someone that we feel that can identify, someone that can see us in that moment, can understand, can relate. Yes, you can give me a template, but have you walked the walk? Have you talked the talk? Is it just a process, or is it something that you've been through? Can you really relate? So representation truly matters. And that's why I was so excited when I saw that this came across my desk. And I was like, Nelson, of course I want this interview, because it's so important that we let people know that the work is being done and that good still exists. It doesn't matter what social media hashtag or retweet is showing us all the foolishness that we see. They need to know that good still exists and that people still care and that everybody is doing their part. Even in the smallest of interactions, it matters.
What we found matters for girls is that they are leading each other. We've heard from their parents, their caregivers, their teachers, that girls who didn't know they were leaders have stepped up into leadership roles because of this Black Girl Joy Challenge. We've learned from that same group of people that there are perhaps dreams that were that had fallen to the wayside that are now, they've reignited. Girls who were not sure they were going to be able to go to college have gone to college. Girls have started businesses and they are doing incredible things. And so what gives me joy, what I want to do, is live in the world that they create. Because if we are actually out here doing the good, as you're saying, what world would they create if they didn't have to jump over all of the hurdles that you and I had to jump over
you hear me?
As young girls?
That we still jump through. So this only excites us to keep going, because it's one of those things that can become a vicious cycle if we do not find a cure and start bringing the hope and showing people the light at the end of the tunnel. This is so important. It's so necessary. And as you have more of these social media challenges, how can we follow the movement? How can we encourage other businesses to say, now is the time for us to invest in our young girls?
Well, let's start with the investment. So one of the things that started Southern Black Girls is because there wasn't an investment. So we know that there are millions of Black girls and women in the South. There are millions. The South is home to more than 50% of the people in America that call themselves African American, that call themselves Black, live here in the 13 states in the South. And so we know very well that there's enough of us to kind of put our coins together and actually make sure we take care of our girls. So the first ask is to go ahead and make a small donation or a larger donation to Southern Black Girls. If you give us $5 a month, that's $60 a year. We can put it together with somebody else's donation and make sure that we do give a girl and 10 of her friends joy. You have no idea what world you'll spark for one of those 10 girls. If you can get that, give me $500, I can guarantee you I can give you if you give me $550, I can guarantee you I can give you a girl who is joyful and she and her friends. Yeah. We are actually good investment. Once you give us a donation, you're going to see it. You're going to see it on your social media channels immediately, because we don't wait. We tell our stories as soon as we have them. We tell everything we know.
That's it. Wait for what? We're gonna run tell that.
We're gonna run tell it, right? We're gonna do it immediately. So you'll see right away what your money did, and you'll see why it matters, and you'll see who is benefiting. We've got story on top of story on top of story of girls whose lives are different just because of a small $550 award. Yeah. So that's the first thing. Invest in us and in any way that you can. And so visit us at southernblackgirls.org. The second thing is, if you know a girl in one of these 13 states that we support and fund, direct her to our social media pages, to southernblackgirls.org, or on Twitter with Black Girls Dream. Direct her to those pages and work with her to complete an application. The application, this one is pretty special because Pete and Thomas is doing this work with us, right? And so we're expecting that there are going to be thousands of girls who do this.
Yes, it's going to be massive, and you already know that.
Massive. So this one's a little shorter, right? Because we don't want to make sure we make sure these youth ambassadors can actually read these applications. We're going to give them thousands to read. So we are closing this application on the 24th. However, we have grant seeker workshops to teach girls how to fill out this application. And there are really 4 questions that girls need to know. What is your joy? How would you share that joy with people in your community? What would you do with the $550? Actually, 3 questions that are really important. And if those girls can answer those questions, they can be considered for a $550 award to spread joy in their community for their own mental health and for that of their friends and their family. It's an important thing. So if you know a girl in your community, ask her to visit our website, work with her to get this application in. This is for her own mental health and for her own personal joy.
And I appreciate you so much for taking time out of your schedule, because I know that you all are busy. You're on the road, you're spreading the word, you're spreading the joy. And now that outside is, wide open, you make your field trip to Louisiana. This is a platform that is an extension of your office now. So as you have things that's going on, girl, you pull up, say, listen, we got more of this joy down in my heart.
I see a little space for me over there. I'm gonna pull up a chair. I'll be right there.
You better believe it. Your mic is over there and it is hot, sis. When you at? No, and I appreciate you so much. You be sure to keep us on speed dial, because this is important and it's our responsibility, right? And we're going to do our part to make sure that we're supporting each other. I see you. I appreciate you. And I know you got more work to do. So I'm going to let you chase the sun or let the sun chase you. But either way, get after it. I love you. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Thank you so much for taking care of Southern Black Girls. We appreciate you.